Fanny had already been declared not guilty of the murder of her brother. She could be tried twice for the same crime. If Fanny was to be convicted of anything, the police would have to solve the killing of Ada Applegate.
Initially, the police suspected that there was a love affair between Fanny and Everett, so maybe they killed his wife in collusion. But the more they dug into it, they found out no, it was far, far more sinister than that.
Ada Applegate's husband was very unhappy in his marriage, but the person he fixed on was not Fanny Creighton, but Fanny Creighton's 15-year-old daughter. He decided that she was the girl for him. And what's really creepy about this is that so did Fanny. Fanny was starting to resent the expenses of having children in the house, so she sees this as a chance to move the kid out. She would send her daughter up to his room at night. She would chart her daughter's menstrual period so he could make sure that, she didn't get pregnant.
Fanny believed it ultimately was leading to Ruth and Everett Applegate marrying, thus giving her more time to whatever she did.
This scheme is aid to Applegate, or to arsenic poison.
In January of 1930, for the third time, Creighton stood trial for murder. Only now, Alexander Gettler was testifying against her.
Dr. Gettler?
Always wondered how Gettler felt on the day they testified in the trial. Here's the man, this woman that he had helped, essentially, he believed, save this so-called innocent young mother who revealed his mother.
So the victim consumed almost 4 times the lethal dose of arsenic.
That's right.
Dr. Gettler, Mrs. Creighton admitted that she purchased rat poison. Rough on rats, it's called. Shortly before Mrs. Applegate became ill. Do you have any reason to believe this was a murder weapon?
I do. The type of arsenic in the victim's body was identical to the active ingredient in that product. The victim's stomach also contained a quantity of soot, identical to the inactive filler in that product.
How sure can you be that the victim ingested rough on rats?
There is no doubt.
Your witness.
Defense attorneys were starting to say, when Alexander Gettler comes into a courtroom, he's an unanswerable witness. His testimony is so trusted at this point, his science is considered so exact that we can't win a case when he's on the other side.
On January 30th, 1936, the jury found Fanny Creighton and Everett Applegate guilty of murder. They died 7 months later in the electric chair at Sing Sing. For Gettler, Fanny Creighton's trial was a measure of changing status of forensic science.
When he started in 1918, Gettler could not persuade a jury to trust the science. But you've seen in this, a little over a decade, this phenomenal pendulum swing where people are starting to look at these scientific results and say, that's it. They prove it. That's the answer.